again, nowhere to run, no one to go to. Without a home, without a friend, without a face to say hello, Johnny. Well, hello, Johnny. It's so nice to have you back where you belong. To tell you, but afraid and shy. I confess it, I'm shy. Though some people I know might deny it. At bottom, I'm quiet, and Angie's the girl who can't say no one here to guide you. Now you're on your own, pretending he's beside me. All alone, I walk with him, and with the sun in the morning and the moon in the evening. I'm called Little Buttercup, sweet Little Buttercup. Oh, I could never tell why, God, why today I could have danced all night. I could have danced all night and still have begged for nothing. I'm feeling nothing except the feeling that this bullshit was Maria. I've just kissed a girl named Maria, and suddenly Seymour is standing beside you. He don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is, I've never felt like this. For once I'm lost for words. Your smile has really thrown me. Poor wandering one, if such poor love as thine can help thee find true peace of mind, then take me out tonight. Meow! The street lamp dies, another night is over, another day is dawning. Touch me, I wanna feel dirty. Thrill me, chill me, fulfill me. Creature of the nighttime sharpens, heightens each sensation. I don't steal and I don't lie, but I can feel and I can cry. A fact I'll bet you never knew. But please promise me that sometime you will think I love him. Well, maybe next year.
Hey. Oh my God, that was.
Hey, y'all.
Wow. Oh my, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in our community, the amazing Michael Buchanan. I mean,
Hello.
so
Cheers, everybody.
Yes.
We've started early.
Yes. Well, you know, they do serve drinks on Broadway now.
They do.
So
We have many of the cups. We're
Yes.
collectors.
it's highly encouraged.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was amazing. The range,
thank you.
the fun. It was truly, truly fantastic.
A friend arranged that years ago, and I just stole it.
Oh, well, perfect.
And I
didn't-
do it everywhere.
You
in my
stole
living
little
room.
bits from lots of shows, I think, is what you did in there.
It was my husband's idea to add the playbill.
Oh, Oh, nice.
It's a fun project.
Everyone, welcome so much to Broadway in Action for the Equality Act. We're so very excited to have you here. My name is Brian Silva. I'm the Executive Director of NEAT, the National Equality Action Team. My pronouns are he and him. And streaming live here with my good friend from New York City,
Michael Buchanan. I am also he, him pronouns, and I'm happy to co-host and basically just hang out and learn a few things to get in action myself.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we're going to bring up our co-sponsors tonight because this is done with the help of a lot of different people. So let's see if we can pull, there we go. The National Queer Theater, Centerlink, NCLR, PFLAG, the National LGBTQ Task Force, NEAT, Equality North Carolina, GLAAD, NCTE. We want to thank each and every one of you for activating your members to come and join us tonight. And join us they will for what is going to be a star-studded evening of fun, of technical glitches, because it doesn't matter how long we've been doing this at-home thing, things will pop up, and that's okay. I want to just also take a moment to spotlight all of our Broadway stars that are going to be up here. Let's show their wonderful faces. Oh. Well, we don't have their wonderful faces here, but we're going to have their wonderful faces at some point during the evening.
They'll be here soon.
Give me just a second here. I know I can make this work.
You can do anything.
I can do anything.
Set your mind.
Is that it? There it is. There we go. The wonderful Kevin Smith Kirkwood, Lisa Kron, Sarah, Beth Pfeifer, and of course, as I already introduced, the amazing Michael Buchanan. You might hear sirens. You're definitely hearing thunder and lightning here as the storm passes through. So if that affects some of our tech and our connection, we apologize in advance. But you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. So Michael, tell folks a little about some of your theater experience, which is extensive and not just Broadway, all across the country.
Yeah, I mean, I moved to New York about 20 years ago, but my passion for musical theater was very large, and I was eager to just do whatever I could. And I've had a very lovely and exciting career thus far. And you know, my Broadway debut was way back in 2008 with Crybaby the musical. I've appeared in Addams Family. Thanks, babe. I think he came to see it.
I did. I still have the ticket.
Did you laminate it?
I didn't.
Is it in your wallet?
I don't even know where I'd go get something laminated.
And I appeared in Addams Family on Broadway, and I did the entire first national tour of the Book of Mormon. But other than that, just a lot of regional productions and making art everywhere. So I'm excited that it's coming back. Like I put a chyron on my video at the beginning. I really missed Broadway, and I know all of you did too. So we're very excited for it to start peppering back in and feeding us artistically and our community as such.
And let's just also say, like, we're so excited for Broadway to come back, but we're also excited that regional theater is coming back, and community theater, and all of the theaters that feed our souls, feed into more professional theaters, feed communities that can't make it to New York, but that still need access to the arts and the beauty that theater and live theater provides. And shout out to all the artists out there who've been doing amazing during this time of switching over to everything virtual. You have our love and support. We can't wait to see all of you back on stage. So let's pop up the agenda here real quick so we can let you know what
it wouldn't be a meeting without an agenda.
There's an agenda. Yeah, I'm not going to do that again.
You must.
So I think we did the welcome.
We did check welcome off. Somebody check it. We've actioned that item. Thank you.
So we're going to do 4 different actions tonight. We're going to show you how to be effective on social media, because lots of folks are doing social media, but I hate to tell you, a lot of it isn't reaching the ears that it needs to. We're going to show you how you can call for the Equality Act, as well as other issues that are important to you. We're going to show you how to send an email, which sounds super basic, but a lot of our elected officials are trying to make it really hard for you to contact them through there. So we're going to show you the tricks and tips, and then how we can activate friends and stay involved and wrap up. So I'm going to just start real quick here and just let you know what you can do, or actually start here a little bit about the Equality Act. So some of you may or may not know, but that in 29 states, there are still no explicit protections for LGBTQ people. And there are no federal protections anywhere to protect people from discrimination based on sex in public accommodations. And just to make sure we're clear, public accommodations is any place you think of where you're like, anybody can walk into there. The library, the subway, a restaurant, a hotel, all of those fall under public accommodation. So the Equality Act would for the first time explicitly protect LGBTQ people from discrimination in things like education, housing, public accommodations and services, jury duty, I don't know if we want that, but we're gonna get it, and federally funded programs. And it's also gonna modernize our civil rights laws by expanding protections for women, people of color, people of faith, especially people of minority faiths, and people of different national origins. So we sometimes talk about the Equality Act as an LGBTQ proposed piece of legislation, but let's be real, the Equality Act is for everyone. Now that we've gotten through that legislative speak, what does this actually mean? What's the real talk? So LGBTQ people, we can be turned away from a homeless shelter or a food bank, or thinking about, and our hearts go out to everybody on the Gulf Coast recently affected by the hurricane. Imagine if you were turned away from disaster relief services simply because of who you are. That is wrong. That's the most vulnerable time in our lives, and it's not okay. It protects our LGBTQ children from being forced into conversion therapy as part of joining things like after-school centers or summer camps. But outside of the LGBTQ community, it means that women can no longer be charged more than men by a dry cleaner for laundering a shirt. I don't know about you, but a small is a small, medium is a medium, a large is a large, and that shouldn't be the case. Mm-hmm. Taxis and ride-sharing companies right now could refuse to pick somebody up simply because of the color of their skin. Or a financial planner could refuse to work with you because they don't agree with your religion. So the Equality Act actually will help protect against all of that. So say it with me, the Equality Act is for
everyone.
Everyone. And it's really, really important for us to know and to think about. So I'm so excited to introduce our next Broadway performer. I'm not even going to say a single word because I'm going to actually let her words speak for themselves. Perfect. Hit it.
In my neck from the beck and the call, I got a gag from the ball. I got a pain from the chain in the back of my brain from taking your words and swallowing them all. And you were never much of a man. No, you never let me stand. Well, who's standing now? Get your foot, get it off of my face. Get your foot off of my face. Get your hand, get it off of my head. Get your hand off of my head. Get your foot, get it off of my face. I got a stitch in my side from the pride being choked. I got a burn from the rope. I got a bruise that's tattoos from being used and abused. I didn't come from your rib, but yours might get broken. You were never much of a man with your orders and commands. Well, who's giving them now? Get your foot, get it off of my face. Get your foot up on my face. Get your hand, get it off of my head. Get your hand up on my head. Get your foot, get it off of my face. We were never once united. We decided out of fear. Where we go, you ain't invited. We've ignited. We're going clear. The hell out of here.
Word! Come on!
Wow.
That voice!
Thank you.
Come on. Please welcome to the Zoom.
Zoom stage. The great
Sarah-
virtual white
The
way.
great virtual white way, Sarah Beth Pfeifer.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow.
Amazing.
Cheers.
I understand that you just dropped that. Is that correct? That just appeared on YouTube very recently.
Just yesterday, yes.
Tell us a little bit about that project. What is this?
Yes. So Rob Rokicki, who was the composer of The Lightning Thief, in which I made my Broadway debut just last year or 2 years ago. What is time?
Time's irrelevant.
Back in the before times. Rob and I are writing a new musical together called Experience Marianis. It is about a woman's sort of journey to escape an oceanic cult. It is
the trench fame. I'm hearing it now.
Yes, exactly.
Got
So it's zany and dark and full of smash the patriarchy vibes.
Song
we're really
is
excited.
brilliant. It's really great. And your voice, oh my gosh. Like, I mean, first of all, with this, but let's talk a little bit about The Lightning Thief, shall we? What an exciting project that was. Tell us about that and how you felt about your Broadway debut.
I mean, it was a crazy journey. I literally started working on that show when it was just a Theater for Young Audiences, TheaterWorks workshop in 2016. And somehow I just got taken along with it for its whole insane sort of rocket ship journey all the way to Broadway. The fans of that show, you know, there's this huge built-in fan base because kids love that book series so much. And our writers did an incredible job really sort of, you know, keeping the spirit of the books in the show. I got to play I think 13 different characters. I spent as much time off stage changing my clothes and wigs as I did on stage. It was just the sort of dreamiest journey that you could ever watch.
Magical.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so great that you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. I'm freshly married. I just got married 2 weekends ago.
No,
congrats, beautiful wife Lily. We're going to Croatia on our honeymoon on Friday.
Oh,
wow. You're ready. You're hanging up the Zoom and getting out.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. This is sort of the last thing on my calendar.
I love that. Congratulations.
Yes.
Oh,
thank you.
And thank you for spending these last moments before then with us.
I wouldn't be anywhere else.
Oh, thank you. Well, your commitment to equality is now even beyond what it already was, amazingly. And so let's talk about how we can advocate for the Equality Act on social media. So let me just bring this up for folks real quick. So many people are sharing things on social media and talking about the things they care about. For example, today the Fifth Circuit has decided that they're going to be the first ones to try to eliminate a woman's reproductive choice and right to choose in Roe v. Wade. And people might have some feelings about that, as they should. Or, as we're talking about tonight, the Equality Act. But regardless of what you're advocating for online, there's a couple of key things that you need to include. Otherwise, truthfully, it doesn't hit the people that it needs to. So the first thing is that you have to tag your senator or representative, and that's either federal and Washington, D.C., or your local elected officials. If you don't tag them, they're really not watching or listening. Also, tag your own representatives. Even if they're already supportive, a thank you text or a thank you tweet goes a long way. And truthfully, if you don't live in their state, they're not watching. So, keep that in mind. The second thing is make sure in your tweet or post that you also say what state you're from, so they know that you're one of their constituents, and then tell them what you're interested in. So on this one, as you can see on here, saying, hey, senators, I live in your state and it's time for you to support the Equality Act. You can add a little, something personal. It's also always great if you can add some media. If you feel comfortable, a selfie is by far and away the best. Show a picture of your family, show a picture of yourself, show a picture of you out in the environment when you're advocating for protecting the earth and fighting climate change. So I'm going to bring this over and show folks on here. So I pulled this up on NEAT's website here. Oh, wow. Thank you, PFLAG National, for that.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to go here. So my representative is Senator Chuck Schumer. So there he is. I'm going to tag him there. And also Senator Gillibrand. But just for the sake of time, I'm going to go through here. And I live in, and you know what? Twitter, since it has a character limit, I'm just going to do that. Now I'm going to add Kirsten Gillibrand. So now, normally I'd adjust this to say thank you for supporting the Equality Act, or since Senator Schumer controls the agenda in the Senate, like, please push your colleagues, please make sure this happens. And we're not gonna be able to do a selfie here, but you may or may not know this, but in Facebook and in Twitter, there are tons of GIFs, and including for the Equality Act.
Yes, yes.
So
yes.
here we go. Pass the Equality. I love that. Pass the Equality Act.
Oh, that's
now.
cute.
There we go. And then just send that out. So Sarah Beth, I know you are also going to show folks how to do that in real time yourself. I think I see you over there typing away, which is fantastic.
Yep.
And as we're going to ask folks now as well to also go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and bring the slide back up so folks can see. You can use this, you can adjust it. But just so you know, tonight we're going to be asking you to take a series of actions, social media, phone calls, emails, and we have, with the generosity of Sarah Beth and one of our other folks on tonight, we've got some thank you gifts to send out. So we're going to be scrolling the tweets, we're going to be monitoring the phone calls, and we are going to be sending out some gifts of gratitude. We're going to call some folks out at the end tonight as a thank you for doing that. Don't worry, we won't publicize you, but we will make sure you know. So as a little incentive and a little thank you to take this step of action, you might be the lucky recipient of a little something something from Sarah Beth and from one of our other Broadway stars a little bit later.
A prize, is it? A prize I might get?
A prize.
A thank you for supporting equality, you say?
I think so. There we go.
Oh, look. Oh, wait. We get a picture.
Oh my God. Wait, right.
Yes, from the wedding.
Yeah,
I
there we
tweeted
go.
that.
That
was this your ceremony?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. I'm gagging over this. Look at how gorgeous you are.
Hat is
Oh.
Thank you. Yes, the hat was really it. Mm-hmm.
And Sarah Beth, this took you 3 hours to compose the tweet, right? It was super long and hard and difficult to do.
Probably more like 30 seconds.
All right.
There you go.
Mhm.
So you're saying it takes no time at all to support
No time.
equality and let others know about what we need in life?
That is wonderful.
Indeed.
So take some time right now. We're going to give you a minute or
I'm
two.
doing it
Go
right
ahead, compose your tweet. Oh, there we go. Michael's
Yeah,
going to do it right now.
I'm going to let you see my cute phone case as well. Really
Love
cute. I
it.
don't know if you can see it, but it definitely is glitter.
Oh, yes.
Yes. And just so you know, when you're going to tag your senators, if you don't see them, as a suggestion, if you can do another social media channel, try to do that, because if you can't find them, it means they're not on it.
Okay.
Facebook and Twitter, kind of the old school in the house with social media, but that also means that government officials are most likely to be on there and elected officials. So Instagram, sometimes a little bit more difficult, but some elected officials are on there if you want to try that out. So Twitter and Facebook, definitely the kind of the easiest ones. We're going to pop this back over so folks can see it. As
Can
they
you
are
talk
doing
more
that.
about, like, you know, I may look really young on this Zoom, but, like, you know, I'm of an age that, you know, this wasn't always how I used, you know, I didn't always use social media to maximize things. Can you speak about the importance of hashtags and what they do?
Yeah.
Like, especially when, you know, you and Sarah Beth put in hashtag Equality Act. Can you talk about that?
So you can, like, as we did to bring up Sarah Beth's first tweet, you can search for that. So if a senator or a representative start to feel like, oh, I'm getting a lot of calls or emails or tweets about this, they might go in and do a search for this and see if a lot of people are talking about it. And in that sense, whether you're in their state or not, if they see it's a big conversation and something folks care about, by adding that hashtag, it can definitely elevate the conversation for them. So hashtag Equality Act is great. Hashtag LGBT or LGBTQ, also very popular for searching and for helping folks to bring that up. So that's fantastic. All right, Sarah Beth, any last words you would like to share before we go on to the next action? I know you're going to be with us all night. We're going to bring you back in a little bit later, but want to give you that moment.
So happy to be here. It's such a privilege to get to advocate for causes like this and to be just out and, proud and trying to make a difference for people that aren't in as big a position of privilege. So thanks for having me.
Thank you for being so willing to be visible and willing to use your talents to really spread the word and be here with us tonight.
It is my pleasure.
I think that was one of our husbands that walked by to get me another drink, I think.
Yeah, there is there are a few folks here. Let's go ahead and we'll go on to our next action and our next guest. Sarah Beth, we will see you again shortly.
Another hand for Sarah Beth, please. I hope you get more of this applause. I'm a fan.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
She's so cute.
Oh, I didn't know that she just got
I didn't either. And that picture, I was like, oh my God. My nails look terrible, but also kind of shabby fun.
Shabby chic.
Shabby chic fun.
And we're seeing lots of tweets going out. Again, remember, we're going to look at all of the social media posts for one of the prizes tonight, one of the gratitude gifts, one from Sarah Beth and one from one of our guests coming along later.
One of our next guests.
And one of our next guests, I think, is going to pop up right now and give us a little performance.
I can't wait.
Here we go.
I love this person.
Someone who needs me, someone I've needed so long. For once, unafraid, I can go where life leads me. Somehow I know I'll be strong. For once I can touch what my heart used to dream of long before I knew. Someone warm like you would make my dreams come true. For once in my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. For once, I have someone I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. For once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. As long as I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who needs me. In my life, I won't let sorrow hurt me, not like it's hurt me before. Oh no. For once I have someone I know won't desert me. I'm not alone anymore. For once I can say, this is mine, you can't take it. As long I know I have love, I can make it. For once in my life, I have someone who needs
on. No, you are so good. Oh, give a hand, please. And please welcome Kevin Smith Kirkwood to the stream. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Oh, you switched to the share show cup. I love it.
We have on-brand husbands. How are you, Kevin? That was just so phenomenal. When I all the vibes of like the last moment, that last controversial moment of Hamilton. You definitely gave that to me in this beautiful. We're going to be talking about it forever.
I also love the wink at the end. If anybody didn't catch that, that was,
I mean, if people don't already know now from that performance, this man is a New York legend. I've seen you perform many times. Definitely been in a concert or two with you on the bill, and I just adore you.
That's right. That's right. We've been in each other's orbit for so long, and I love it. I'm happy to be here. I thought some Judy Garland might be appropriate.
So wonderful. It was perfect.
know your audience.
I try to.
Oh, well, so thank you for being here. Let's chat a little bit while we have a couple minutes. I know we like to keep it moving around here. This one has a schedule to get going, but I want to talk about you.
And congrats for being on top of it.
You know, I want to get to you. Well, I know that you are an OBC. That's original Broadway cast, everybody, of Kinky Boots. Is that correct?
That's the lingo, yes.
That's the lingo. OBC. You can use that, everybody. OBC. Yeah, you know me.
Hashtag OBC.
Very nice. I love it. And you've continued to be an orbit of that show. I believe you were understudying Lola, right?
I understudied Lola. I also understudied Simon Sr. and then eventually the referee also in this corner.
Come on.
Yeah, I bounced around. Listen, you can't stay in a show for 6 years if you don't love it. I'll take that back. You can, but then you're miserable. And I was not miserable. So
that's great. What a joyous show. I love that show. And I'm so happy that you've been in it the whole time.
Yeah.
I love it.
And they were so great to let me, do other things and be creative in other ways. I got to shoot a movie during that time. I got to, do so many great things and still come back to that creative.
And that's a gift. That's a gift to be in a long running show, but also still have the support of like, please still be artistic in other ways and come back to us because we just appreciate your talent so much. I love that. Well, yeah. Speaking of continuing the talent and bringing the children what they want, I hear that there is a scheduled return to Joe's Pub. If you would want to talk about that.
Well, yeah, we literally just are dealing with a January date, March date, and an April date, and we want to. I want to, because it's also about memory. Like, I think it's January 11th, I think it's March 19th, and I think it's April 14th.
Okay. Well, everyone's going to follow your socials after this. Am I right? Can I get an amen? What is your what are your socials? Let's just
Kevin Smith Kirkwood on Facebook, on Instagram, and K Smith Kirkwood on Twitter. I'm more active on Facebook and Instagram. But trust me, we will be doing huge announcement blasts. But we're just excited that we're even talking about returning to Joe's Pub, which is our New York City.
Tell us about the show. Tell us about the show.
The show is a one-night retrospective concert, and the premise is that Whitney Houston comes down from heaven, because that's what she is.
Hello.
and is reincarnated for one night in my body. Do a retrospective concert of some of her favorite live performances. So we take actual live performances that she did, like a medley that she did at the Arista 25th anniversary special, and do that medley riff for riff, arrangement for arrangement. So you're not hearing just the studio recorded versions of the songs. And then I construct the banter with pieces of dialogue from her concerts or appearances or interviews. And we have guests. It's a full band with 3 background singers. We also play her mom, Sissy, and musical director Beth Pfeifer. Bobby Brown usually makes an appearance. Other guests like Aretha Franklin, Mary J. Blige, George Michael. Mariah Carey's made an appearance. So we've had a wonderful time, building and creating and expanding the show, and so we're just excited to be back. Our last one was in December of 2019, and then we just did one in New Hampshire at the Weather Vane Theater in New Hampshire, past July, just a few weeks ago.
Amazing.
So, it's been awesome.
Before we ask you to help us take action for the Equality Act, I just want to say you don't have to commit to it now, but we know how lucky sometimes when it comes to theater and the arts, how fortunate we are to live in New York. If there's any way that show could be recorded for a broadcast later, I mean, that to me is a Netflix special right there. That would be something that people across the country would love to see it. I hope that is able to happen and people are able to see that in beyond the Metro New York area. It sounds fantastic. It sounds fabulous, really.
I'm into it. I want to see it.
We do record every show, and we've had some interest in talks. So anything is possible.
There we go. Well, let's cheers to good luck.
Yes, good vibes.
And we can't wait to come and see it. Cheers. So we have been talking about not only about how to advocate for the Equality Act, but how to do it most effectively. So we just talked about social media. So now we're going to bring this up to talk about how can we make a call. So the campaign to pass the Equality Act has actually made it super, super easy. We've created an 888 number you can dial. It's up here on the screen, 888-439-0303. And when you call and enter your zip code, it connects you to your senator. It's super easy. It even gives you a little reminder before the connection of what to include in your message. Because again, if you're going to take the time to do advocacy, we want to make sure you're doing it in a way that actually has an impact. I'm just going to be very honest. There's a lot of advocacy that goes on that is not impactful because it's missing some key parts. So we really want to make sure folks get that. We also want to make sure that folks know that there's also a Spanish language version of this line, 844-434-0344, where all of the prompts and descriptions are in Spanish, so that all of our communities, or as many of our communities as possible, can advocate on their own behalf of the people that they love. So when you call this number, it'll prompt you to put in your zip code, and then it'll ask you to choose your senator, because every state has two, unless you're Washington, D.C., in which case you can call New York and ask for Senator Schumer, again, who is the Senate president and controls the agenda and is responsive to all people in our country. I also recommend at the end of your advocacy, you say, pass the Equality Act and DC statehood.
DC statehood now.
Come on, DC statehood.
Yep.
Time. It's time.
And then you can call the number a second time and then press 2 for your second senator and leave the exact same message. Now, before Kevin shows us a live phone call to that, just a little pro tip about leaving messages for your senator. So every day and every week, they add up the calls that people send and messages they leave about a specific topic. So if you call more than once a day, it really has no impact. But you can call multiple times a week, and that adds up not only for each day, but at the end of the week. And by calling multiple times, it also shows their office that not only are you caring about this, you're following them. You're following what they're doing about this. So I've had some people say, oh, I totally support the Equality Act. I called back in April when it was introduced. And I need to let them know you have to call at least once a week. So I say, create a routine. Every morning when you put the coffee on to start getting ready, pick up the phone, save this number in your phone, call, leave a message for the Equality Act. It takes 30 seconds. It's super easy and simple.
I just saved it in my phone.
Done. And it's the same thing as with social media. Make sure you leave your name and address when you leave a message or when you talk to a person if they answer live. For address, you can just do city, state, and zip code if you feel more comfortable. You want to tell them your message, which is to support the Equality Act. And if you can leave a personal reason why, it really makes it more powerful. So when I've called to support the Equality Act, I talk about a few years after I moved to New York, I applied for a promotion at the job that I was at. that I was at, and I was denied that promotion because I was told that I wasn't assertive enough. And it was one of those things that was a little bit code, totally understood. It was much more of a job that a lot of guys were in. And, I learned my lesson at that point. And so now I want to make sure that nobody else has to learn that lesson. So we're going to pass it back over to you, Kevin. Kevin is going to do a live call here for the Equality Act on speakerphone so that you can actually hear how super duper easy it is to use this number once a day, a couple times a week to advocate for the Equality Act.
Thank you for calling to support the Equality Act. Enter your 5-digit zip code now to be directed to your United States Senator.
Press 1 for Senator Schumer. Press 2 for Senator Gillibrand.
You're about to be transferred to your U.S. Senator. When you're done, be sure to call this number again and leave the same message for your second senator. Your message needs to include your name and address so they know you live in their state, and tell them to support the Equality Act. If you can, also share why passing the Equality Act to protect LGBTQ people and others is personally important to you. Thank you, and transferring you now.
You have reached the office of United States Senator Chuck Schumer. Out of an abundance of caution, our office is following the advice of the CDC, the Office of the Attending Physician, and local and state health departments by practicing social distancing through telework. While we are not able to answer your call at this time, know that we are dedicated to continuing our service to all New Yorkers and will be doing so remotely. Please leave your name, number, comment, or a brief message after the tone. Thank you.
Hello, Senator Schumer. My name is Kevin Smith Kirkwood, and I wanted to thank you for your support of the Equality Act. It shows that you understand how important this legislation is in the lives of everyday Americans like myself. And as an African-American gay man, I also feel that this legislation is part of us moving our country towards our truest potential. And I know you know what that means. I want to also say thank you for all of your hard work thus far. Keep up the good work, my friend. Thank you for supporting the Equality Act. I'm Kevin Smith, and a resident of Astoria in Queens, New York, zip code 11103.
That was perfect.
Work.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Oh my God,
Yes.
those personal messages
That must go a long way, right?
It really does. It really does. So we're going to give folks a couple minutes now to call and leave a message for their senator. Again, remember, every time you take action tonight, whether you just tweeted, social media, whether you call and leave a message, we're able to see that, and we are going to be using that to send these gifts of gratitude or to choose somebody to receive each of these gifts of gratitude. But Kevin, that was so perfect. And those personal stories, when they get those, they do share those. They really, really do share those. And so that personalization just goes a long way. We know not everybody is comfortable with doing that. So if all you feel comfortable is your name and address and support the Equality Act, do not feel like that is nothing. That is beyond something. So please do whatever you feel comfortable with. And thank you so much for doing that. Kevin,
Of course.
Tell us some of the advocacy work while folks are making calls right now on the 888 number. Tell us more about some of the other advocacy work. I know there's quite a few causes that you're very passionate about.
Very much so. I'm a huge advocate for Black Lives Matter and a lot of the organizations, including the Broadway Advocacy Coalition.
Yes.
And all of the work that they're doing with changing our theater industry and our industry in general. And then also I'm on the board of directors of the National Queer Theater, which is doing a lot of important on the ground work, lifting up the voices of LGBTQ artists. We just finished our Criminal Queerness Festival this summer, a few weeks ago, that was produced. Yes, I'm an activist. I believe in any time I can use my talents to support a cause or an organization, I'm there. Maybe it's the 8 years of Jesuit education, but it's about being men and women and people for others. And social justice is a part of, should be a part of human nature.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
for us artists, I believe art is power, and we can use that power in amazing ways. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I always say to folks as well, especially for those of us that are fortunate to have a platform, we're always advocating, we're advocating for ourselves and our communities. There are millions of people out there who identify as LGBTQ who we will never meet, and we will never talk to, and we will never know, who will benefit from the simple act of making a phone call today, asking a senator to support the Equality Act. And this happened with marriage equality, and it changed. This happened with the Bostock decision and employment law, and it changed. This is happening with conversion therapy, and it's changing. And I know sometimes in today's news cycle, it sometimes feels a little hopeless, but it is not. There is hope, there is opportunity for change, and we not only have to fight for it, but we will fight for it. And your leadership and having you out here and the people that follow you and listen to you and hearing this and hearing just even the personal story you just shared on that message is phenomenal. It's really, really going to move people and change lives, as you've done with your other advocacy work and your theater and your art, so far. And excited to see all the more that you're going to do, and really, really appreciate it. Really, really.
Always.
We love you. We're fans.
Always. And I think good people attract good people. So thank you for sending great energy and being good.
Absolutely.
And doing good work. This is important work.
Important.
Yes.
You were so right.
Yes. And it's important work, and there's ways to do this work that take a lot of time and a lot of energy, and there are folks out there, grinding themselves to do that work, and we need them. We're so appreciative of them. But there's ways that we all can be supportive in simple ways, like a phone call, like a tweet, but done the right way. Just a few little tweaks. Make sure you got your name, your location, and what you want that elected official to do. That really, really, really makes all the difference. I am looking at our call log page of live phone calls, and they are going through.
There's a lot
along
of
with
them.
the tweets. Yes, thank you. Again, we will be pulling from there and from the Twitter and handing out some wonderful appreciation gifts.
I love it.
So, Kevin, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kevin.
We're going to come back to you also a little bit later along with Sarah Beth. We really, really appreciate all of your help and advocacy, and cheers.
Cheers to you, my friend.
Here's to the Netflix special of Kevin
We're
Smith
putting it out
Kirkwood.
there.
You put it out there
Come
and it
on.
happens, because I want everybody to see it.
If I had money, I'd invest in it. Okay. Everybody give Kevin Smith Kirkwood a very big round of applause. Follow him. Watch what he's doing. Follow his example. We just love you, and I'm so glad you were here tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Cheers. Thank you.
We love you, Kevin.
All right, so before we go to our next Broadway star coming onto the screen, we're going to do just a little bit. There's a few things we'll do tonight, a few things that we will just share. So let's pop up our screen here. So you've made the call, you've done the tweet, you've sent an email, you've signed the petition, whatever it is that you've done. The next step is pick 3 to 5 friends and tag them in a post on social media. Or honestly, the more effective, send them a direct message, each of them. You can copy and paste. They will never know. Text each of them. You can copy and paste. They will never know. But honestly, that one-on-one ask to people you know who are allies and accomplices in this fight for LGBTQ equality, or truthfully, for whatever that you feel passionate about. Send that to them. You can send them the 888 number. Ask them to take action every time, let's say you decide to make a call twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. You wake up, you put your coffee on brew, you make the call and leave your message. Then you take that text message, you copy it, you send it to 3 people each morning. Honestly, your coffee's not even going to be done by the time you send that message. And it makes such a difference. Such a difference to get a personal request and ask for help from somebody who you know. And that these types of things personally affect. So we're not going to do this live during the Broadway in Action, but we do want to let you know that this is another way to extend your advocacy once you've done the things that you yourself personally can do. So I'm so excited to bring up our next Broadway star.
Yes. I'm very excited to talk to this person.
I know. We were having a few
Oh, she's here!
Yes! Lisa!
So cute. How are you, Lisa?
I'm good. I have no video. Grandma is here, totally analog.
That's fine. We can see your video and you look great.
And you sound fantastic.
Yeah.
So perfect.
No, I mean, I can see you. I mean, I don't have a performance video.
I think you are good.
Your resume speaks for itself,
yes.
my friend.
The gift you have given the world. The gifts you have given the world.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Get out of my ass. You're crawling up my ass.
Not on your life. Oh, my gosh. I'm a huge fan. Please welcome to the stream, Lisa Kron, everybody.
Cheers,
my friend. Cheers. Yes.
Welcome. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
For having me.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk to you. Let's just sit. I have to just do the big one first. The one I knew you from before I started going down a deep hole with you. Fun Home. My gosh. So you wrote the book and lyrics to Fun Home. Is that correct?
Indeed.
Oh my goodness. What? I'm gonna center myself in this story real quick. When I got to see that show finally, I was just so mesmerized. I literally came home from tour. I took a day off of the Book of Mormon tour to come and take my husband to Fun Home because I was not going to miss it. I was not going to miss it. And I just experienced such joy and such just all the feels. And I commend you for this work, and I really am so excited to get to talk to you, especially in front of a lot of people. So bravo to you. And I think, am I right that you were also nominated for a Pulitzer for that piece, or was
you
that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm just so proud of how well it did on Broadway, how many eyes got on this piece. Speak to us a little bit about adapting this piece from a graphic novel, correct?
Yes. Well, my advice is start with source material by Alison Bechtel, and then get Janine Tesori to be your collaborator. That really is my craft advice. But it was interesting. When we started working on it, I was quite sure that we were not going to make it to Broadway. That it wouldn't have a reception, and I think. I always say that culture is a scaffolding of image and story and trope that makes us visible to each other. And we, that's built by accretion, and artists make that happen, but also activists make that happen. And so by the time Fun Home came to Broadway, people, artists, activists, all kinds of people for years and years and years had been building that scaffolding of presence, cultural presence in the world. And we just arrived on Broadway at the moment when that had coalesced so that it could be received by those audiences in a way that I know that it wouldn't have been received even a few years before. So, what we do as artists, what we're doing here as activists, those things really work together. Both parts of it are so important. Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Can I pivot just quickly? Because I know Brian's about to be let's do some activism. But I want to be hold on. I got things to say. Now, you are not only a brilliant writer and as such, but you're also an actress. Can you speak on that a little bit? You wrote and starred in a show called Well back in 2006. I have written down. Talk to us about that experience and what that was like. Well, I started out not as a writer at all. It never occurred to me I was going to be a writer. I was a ham, but
You don't say.
but I mean, I was told when I was in college that I was a character actress, which I realized at some point was code word for lesbian. I was told, I either needed to lose 30 pounds or gain 100 pounds, that if I could hang on until I was 40, I could play somebody's mother. I mean, there was nothing for me to do. Even now, there are so many fewer women and lesbians and all kinds of there's a very narrow band of people even now whose work gets produced, and this is why culture is made on the margins, because if there's no place for you in the mainstream, then you make your own way. You create the world that you want to be a part of and that you want to see. And I was very lucky to fall in with a mad, amazing group of lesbians on the in the East Village at the Wow Cafe, and really, it changed my life in every way to be there. And
what a beautiful parallel of art and advocacy, because really both are working to create the world that we want to see. I mean, that's a real joyful thing in my brain right now. It's a real joyful thing.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. You are a delight. We don't know each other well. We met because of this moment, but I have more to pick of your brain when we get I just think you're lovely.
Anytime.
I think you're lovely.
Is there anything that you're working on that you want to share or tip your hat to, or that you'd love to do? And maybe somebody will see this and be like, yes.
So my cabaret is in the offing. No, just kidding. I'm writing various things, working on various things.
I love that.
But I have, I've really, like a lot of people, have turned much more towards activism since 2016. I used to be activist adjacent, and now I have, gotten much more active. And one of the things that I'm going to make a call on one of those things, but I'm also working with a bunch of different theater people and television writers as well on raising money to turn state legislatures blue, because everything we see more and more every day, how much our individual lives and the future of the country is made at the state level. And if we all pitch in together, we can raise money to counteract the money that a few very rich right-wing extremists are pouring into taking over the state legislatures. So,
and that's one thing. And one of the things that's really important to NEAT and PFLAG and National Queer Theater and the others that are co-sponsoring this and others is that, the Equality Act is critical. It's important. It has to pass, but it's one of many things. And so part of our quote unquote in action series of events, we've done Broadway, we've done Faith, we've done music, is to make sure that at the end of the day, we're also just helping to create effective advocates, so that whatever you decide to advocate on, to create a better world, to create that world that we all wish that we could live in, where people are loved and respected regardless of who they are, that you can do that effectively. And so I know you are we're going to show folks together how they can advocate beyond the Equality Act. So we're going to ask folks to do in the comments right now is share some of the other issues outside of Equality Act and LGBTQ equality. What are some of the other things that you care about, that you want to see change, that you are passionate about? And then we're going to show you how to do that by making a really simple, super easy phone call. So while we let folks fill up the comments a little bit for the next 45 seconds, minute or so, let's do a little round robin. Like, Michael, what are some of the other things that you're passionate about?
Oh my goodness, I'm on the spot. I'm passionate about so many things. I'm passionate about like
Share.
I'm passionate about Cher and the Cher show. Did everybody see the Cher show? It was really
Loved
great.
it. Loved it.
I loved it. I loved it.
Was shockingly good.
Yeah.
The Cher show is shockingly good.
The Cher show was shockingly good.
Was.
But like to be real clear, like and honest, like I'm getting really passionate about like you were saying like focusing efforts on a state level and you know just to go even further about that, like you know I'm really understanding more as I get older how keeping it local is really how we build up the blocks of our communities, right? Mm-hmm. So like you know, and especially like you were saying, the media coverage of can get a little doom and gloom, and I mean a lot of doom and gloom because it's the big picture. It's the big picture. This is the environment's on fire. We can't stop it. This is something we can't as individuals change. But if we really do like cycle it back a little bit, it's that like. But what I can do is talk to my neighbors. I can really like talk to them about what they're passionate about. You know, being a New Yorker and moving here from the Northwest, I was like, I got to be a New Yorker. I got to talk to nobody. I got to be my own thing and blah, blah, blah. And now, you know, I've lived in my apartment for 14 years and I know I've seen my neighbor grow up, you know, and like I'm a part of this community. And I can't believe it's taken me that long to realize that it's a local thing. So
yeah, local advocacy is something that folks often forget about. Mm-hmm. Like everything starts local and builds up. I know for me, I mean, and I know this is just because of today, but like I'm just feeling all the feels of advocacy right now to protect a woman's right to choose and her bodily autonomy and her reproductive choices.
In the back over here, yes.
People talk about abortion, and I know that there's different ideas on either side, but you know, regardless of how you feel about that, when there's an attack like this, like that happened today, it's an attack against contraception. It's an attack about women being able to see their doctors and make choices. Like it runs the whole gambit. So that's my issue right today. And my other is after, again, the same state, voting rights. Yeah. Voting should not be hard. Voting should be easy. Yes. You know what? It's not that difficult. And I think that this last election showed what can happen when you expand access. And I think there's a segment that is scared of that. So I'm going to be calling today about those two things. Is there any other one or two issues you want to elevate, Lisa, before we show folks how they can call?
Listen, I love that you're doing this, you know, that you're asking what else people are interested in. There's so much. Obviously, it's a shit show on a million fronts, you know? I think that what's important, what's been really helpful to me is to know that we're going to change the world together. All we can do is our one piece. Find an issue that you care about. Find people, an organization that feels like they're doing good work. If it's an organization if it's advocating for a particular group or on a particular issue, make sure that the people affected by that issue are the people running that organization. And then, participate with them. Make sure that, I mean, Michael, you talked about community, you know, and making connections. Do like we're doing right here, like do these efforts with people who you care about. Find some community and joy in it and just keep at it and just do your one part and know that if we all do our one part, we'll get to a different place. For me, if I start to look at the whole thing, if I start to read the paper and feel like I'm supposed to respond to everything, I'll just collapse.
It gets overwhelming.
To not collapse. We cannot collapse. Just pick your one thing and do your one thing.
I'm seeing some of the comments here from folks also about women's rights, about people of color rights, trans rights, all of these things super important. And while you can't use the 888 number to advocate for that because it's specifically for the Equality Act, we are going to show you. We're going to pop this up on the screen right now. So you can call the Senate switchboard. It's actually the Capitol switchboard, so you can hit the Senate or the House. We're going to hit the Senate tonight. It's this 202 number.
Saving us as well.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you pick up, it'll ask you to press 1 for the Senate or 2 for the House, and then you can enter the zip code, again, the same thing, and choose your senator and leave a message. But here's the most important part. It's the same formula. You got to have your name, you got to have your address, because they are going to delete your message if you aren't from their state, and tell them that you support something, that you oppose something, or honestly, let's call elected officials more often and thank them when they do the right thing.
That's it. That's it. Right?
And then a personal reason why, if you are comfortable doing that. So Lisa is going to call the Capitol switchboard, and it's a little bit of a roulette because someone might answer because the Capitol switchboard is open late because we've got multiple time zones, or you might get the recording. So Lisa, here we go.
Okay, I just took off my headphones so that you can hear me, hear my phone. Okay, so I have been calling as many days per week. I love that you talked about this, Brian, about the importance of calling every day. I've been doing what Stacey Abrams told us to do, this in what she's calling hot call summer. And I've been calling Schumer and Gillibrand every day when I can about voting rights. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do right now. So I've in the past been very intimidated to call, but I've gotten a very kind of swingy, happy-go-lucky relationship with them. Okay, so I'm good.
Great. Everybody call while Lisa's calling as well about your important issues, so you can all do it together. That's great.
Okay, I hope it's dialing. Here we go. Ringing, ringing.
Operator, how may I direct your call?
Hi, I'm calling for Senator Schumer.
Okay, I'll transfer you to his office.
Thank you. Very exciting.
Yes.
You have reached the office of the United States.
Okay, I'm going to press 1, which you can do in Schumer's office, but not Gillibrand's.
Oh, hot tip. Hot tip.
Well, I said you can, but then it didn't work. So we'll just listen through this again. Thought I was going to really share something amazing.
No problem.
They got to get through that COVID information, which I'm happy that they do, by the way.
Hello, this is Lisa Kron. I live in the Bronx in New York, 10451. I have been calling on the reg to urge Senator Schumer to do everything in his power to restore the essential protections of the Voting Rights Act, which of course were gutted by the Supreme Court. So urging Senator Schumer to do everything he can to pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act, which is H.R. 4, and the For the People Act, which is S1. In the past couple of days, what the Texas legislature has done it really illustrates why federal action on voting rights is so absolutely crucial. Not only did they just pass a diabolically cruel abortion ban, they also just passed new voting laws that not only limit where voters can and cannot vote, but also allow things like partisan poll workers, which is basically an invitation to voter intimidation. So, Senator Schumer, we are depending on you. We are begging you, we are pleading with you to do everything in your power, to do whatever it takes to get H.R. 4 and S1 passed in the Senate. This is obviously going to require the elimination or the modification of the filibuster. And it is long past time. The American people are overwhelmingly in favor of things like not only voting rights and civil rights protections, but also the Equality Act, which I also urge you to support. Also issues like climate action, gun control, immigration reform, DC statehood, the expansion of human infrastructure spending. All of these things are being held back by one thing, and that's the anti-democratic Jim Crow relic known as the filibuster. So I'm begging you, be bold, be brave, do what we sent you there to do, get the filibuster out of the way and pass H.R. 4 and S1.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm standing. Oh,
Well, this is Broadway in action, so it wouldn't be a Broadway show unless there was a standing ovation for an amazing performance.
And that's the night the
the
lights
theaters are closed. You gotta put that energy somewhere.
I mean,
Call them every day. You can do it so every day. They're a captive audience.
Come to join. And the beauty is you can do that. You can leave a message and talk about multiple things. You can call back multiple times during the day and leave different messages. That's the beauty of having access to this. The important thing is the 888 number and the capital switchboard number on your screen. Save them in your phone. When you get something that makes you feel like, oh, why is this happening? You've got it right there. Call and leave a message. When you get something that says, thank goodness, like this finally happened, then pick up the phone and also call again. It's also important to say thank you. So while we give folks a chance to make those calls, I know we're running a little bit late, and that's okay. We'll be wrapping up soon. We're going to do some appreciation gifts. And so if you are tweeting or if you are making calls, we're able to track those, fortunately, through the technology, and we're going to reach out and say thank you.
Oh, I love it.
So we've got, there we go.
Hey, Sarah Beth, she's back.
Hello.
Back.
Oh my gosh, this is such a joy.
Lisa, do you want to give just a quick share about the amazing gift that you're offering up for folks tonight who are participating in appreciation?
I don't know how amazing it is, but it is a relic. It's some old school lesbian theater history, deep les action from my company, the Five Lesbian Brothers. This is a t-shirt that we had made 1,000,000 years ago. That's the front of it. That artwork is by Donna Evans, the great Donna Evans. And the back, this was our motto, commercially viable yet enchantingly homosexual, we said. We always said we were going to write a show, by the way, called Big Heavy-Handed Message from 5 angry lesbians who were too ugly to get men.
I love this.
So we will send you a t-shirt, either a regular t-shirt or a tank. We have sizes from medium to extra large, so you can really specify if you're really dying to wear that t-shirt out in public. And why not? Why not? That's the gift from me to you.
Oh, I love this.
Wow.
Well, how does this work?
So if you send out a social media message, we are going to scroll through the tweets and we are going to pick one based on a number that Sarah Beth is going to give us.
Oh.
So go ahead and give us a number and we're going to scroll through the Twitter and pick that one, and we'll reach out and let them know that we're going to send them a t-shirt. And don't worry, there's another one after this.
Let's go with 14.
14.
Ooh, lucky number 14.
Okay, lucky number 14.
Oh, I see him scrolling.
And number 14.
There it is.
And there it is.
Come on.
All right.
Are you going to say it? Who are you going to say? How are you going to do this?
Well, so this is Jacob in Ohio who posted on Twitter. We're not going to put you here right on the live stream just in case, because we always want to ask for consent about that. But Jacob, you posted as part of this tonight. We really appreciate it. Go ahead and reply to the email that you got the link to join tonight. If not, we will also reach out to you and make sure that we can connect you with Lisa to get you connected for that. So thank you very, very, very much, Jacob.
And oh my gosh, what a great tweet.
Jacob is in
Jacob,
Ohio,
I'm jealous.
Which is
I want that shirt.
Me too.
A state where we have a real shot of making sure that both senators will support LGBTQ rights. So this is super duper fantastic. Jacob, thank you so much. All right, so now we're gonna
winner.
Yeah, now we're gonna flip the switch here. Now we're gonna look at people who have made phone calls for equality. And Sarah Beth, do you want to give a little shout out about what this amazing gift is you have for folks who are being activists tonight?
Oh,
it is an autographed CD of the Lightning Thief Broadway cast recording. And if you don't have a CD player, it makes an amazing just sort of display piece, I think.
And
Very nice.
Yes.
And is it signed by anybody special?
It is signed by moi. And, actually, I do see Rabro Kiki and Kristen Stokes, who was one of the leads in it, very frequently. So I might be able to get them to put down a little something, too.
Bonus.
Wonderful.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
All right, Lisa, give us a number.
25.
25. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20. What was
25.
it? 24, 25. It's this one. I wish we could just call them.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
work.
We are going to call them.
We can?
Yep, we're not going to put it on speaker.
Okay,
We'll ask
yes.
for permission first, but here we go.
This is
Really
so exciting.
This is very exciting, actually.
This is live theater, right?
This is theater. This is all theater.
Life is theater.
Life is
All right,
theater.
here we go.
Come on. Can I say the state?
The anticipation
I
of it
know.
all.
Patient. It's not you. It's not you.
In this day and age, people are probably not going to answer.
not
But
gonna
that's
answer.
okay. We're going to leave a message, all of us together.
Let's leave a message.
This is the IRS.
All right, here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Congratulations!
You just won a signed Lightning Thief CD.
From Sarah Beth Pfeifer.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for being an advocate. Thank you so much for doing it tonight.
Thank you for participating. We really appreciate it.
Woo-hoo.
Bye. Thank you. We'll call you later.
We'll call you later
and
with
figure out
more
how to get it
details.
to you.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, it's so exciting.
That's perfect.
You guys.
I love that. At some point tomorrow, someone's going to wake up tomorrow and be like, wait, what? I just won something? That's fantastic.
That's the best. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, to wake up and be like, I won something? That's
Exactly.
brilliant.
All right, let's bring all of our Broadway stars back up onto the screen.
Come on, stars. Hey.
So we're going to give you one last tip before we start some thank yous and wind down. Lots of folks ask me about how do I email my senator? How do I email my representative? And here's the thing. They've eliminated all of their emails.
Okay.
So you have to go to their website and you just have to fill out the form on their website. Doesn't take any extra time.
Okay.
It's just a matter of going to the right place. So we're just gonna pop this screen up real quick. And we'll send this out to everybody in the follow-up email after tonight, along with a recording of this so you can watch it again. So this is the little page that we share with folks. It's got all of the senators here. And when you go to one of the senators, for example, Senator Hickenlooper from Colorado, it's just a simple form. So it's got, all the information. The main thing is that what's the legislative issue? And some of them have LGBTQ rights as one of them. Some of them don't. And if you don't see the thing that looks right or they don't have it, especially some of the folks who are trying to change might not have it, pick the thing that sounds the closest and send the message. Because what happens is somebody reads that email and then is like, oh, actually it's supposed to go here or there to that person. So don't be intimidated by that or feel like you can't do it. But the reason we do like to talk about this is that in email, you can tell a story. You can tell the story about yourself, your family, your friends, that sometimes it's harder to do in a voicemail message or in a tweet. So if you're one of those people that likes to take time and think about what you want to say or likes to tell more of a story, and as artists, I think storytelling is something that we encourage and love and appreciate. Email is oftentimes a better way to do it. And we just want to make sure you know exactly where to go to be able, again, to do it the most effective
This is
way.
great, actually. I really like this format. And I like that you can pick your senator from a list. Now, question, this is my question. You said that sometimes you won't see the exact issue. Do most of them have like an other button or not?
A lot of them don't. So
Okay.
like on this one, like there's no LGBT rights here, and that's, you know, that's okay. And there's
Sure.
also not an other. So just kind of pick the things that's closest. So the Equality Act, remember the Equality Act will also modernize protections for women. So you could put women's rights here. You know, if you're somebody who's in the arts and humanities, you can put that here and say, as somebody from here, that's what I'm writing about. You know, just be creative about it and do the best that you can. But again, they will route it to the correct person. The important thing is that you go here and submit it this way so that they actually get it and can route it to the right person. Now on our website, equalitytime.org, where you probably signed up for this, you can also go to equalitytime.org/action. There's a link here to contact Congress. You can also phone or text bank from home, which we do multiple days a week, to make sure that those messages are getting into senators. You can also become an equality champion. Every Monday evening, our team gets together for a short little Zoom, gives you an update about what's going on with the campaign, and everybody takes one action that night to help push this forward. It's like 30 minutes maximum. So if you're interested in doing that, not only will we send you the link, but you can also just go again to equalitytime.org/action. So I think we've gotten to the end.
We're at the end.
We've done a lot tonight.
We did a lot. Look at us.
Look at tweeted and posted. We have called. We've called twice. We've called the 888 number. We've called the Capitol switchboard. We've shown you how to send emails tonight. At the end of the day, we hope you will support the Equality Act. We need you to support the Equality Act. We want you to be effective advocates for progressive social justice, regardless of the issue. Climate change, gun control, women's reproductive health. Use the things that you've learned tonight to be able to do that. I want to first, before we wrap up, thank all of our sponsors and co-sponsors. I think we're going to pop that back up on the screen real quick. The National Queer Theater, PFLAG, and NEAT. So excited that you all were making this happen tonight, but also the folks who helped to spread the word and make sure that folks knew about it. Centerlink, National Center for Lesbian Rights, National LGBTQ Task Force, Equality North Carolina, GLAAD, National Center for Transgender Equality. We really appreciate it. And we had a nice little like photo of everybody here, but we don't need to bring that up because everybody's faces are on
look at us.
screen.
Look at us.
Sarah Beth, Lisa, Kevin, we cannot tell you again how appreciative we are.
I adore you. Let's do this in person sometime.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fun.
We'll do a phone bank.
Yes. So appreciative. Sarah Beth, have a wonderful honeymoon. Kevin, we can't wait to see your next show. Lisa, we're so excited for you and the next step.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. And the things that you're writing. We're just
I also want a tank top. We'll talk about it.
The world is an appreciation of your art and your advocacy and is looking forward to your next art and advocacy. So thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for sharing your joy and your hearts with everybody tonight. And with that, good night.
Good night, everybody.